a guy was selling Philly cheesesteaks for $100, and I'm like, what the hell? It's a fucking sandwich. Why the fuck are they selling it for $100? It kind of showed like what punk rock was and kind of the ethos that he was putting out. And I also think it spoke a light on mental health because Gigi Allin was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, he was honestly like a psycho.
We call ourselves CiiiTY, but we global. And everybody that has a voice is allowed to be vocal.
We're shooting. We're live.
Changing the Youth, the hottest podcast in the city, hosted by myself, Jerry Novato, and Kelsey Means. Frankadelic in the background, Deluxe Vlog in the background. We got with me today Dan Lee Peslow, man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
the
sir.
honorable pleasure to be in your presence, man. How you been doing?
I've
So
been
you
good,
just gonna
man.
steal my questions.
Yes, I am.
Chill. Oh, you did ask first. Well, life is good. Just staying studious, reading, working on music. I got a lot going on, man.
All right, staying studious.
Oh, I can't go live.
Oh, nah. Oh, the folks
No.
already on there.
No lies.
No lies.
Lies because you wanted to be exclusive. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that to the folks. They'll catch the rest of it. Though I think
see
it
it
was a
when
good
it's up.
introduction on live. Maybe they want to check it out.
Yeah, no, definitely. Cool.
All right.
Yeah. So
Cool, man. So yeah, staying studious. That sounds more like you. That sounds like Dan Lee. Always seeking more knowledge for yourself and for your music, right? So
yep.
where are you at now with that? Like, what are catching your interest nowadays?
What's catching my interest? I don't know. I'd say like I'm just open to new experiences. I've been blessed to have family and friends in my life, and through hardships being able to continue to overcome and persevere, you know.
Yeah,
my
for sure.
grandmother had just got Alzheimer's, so that was pretty tough. And then also my uncle had a tumor in his head, so you know, he had to do some surgery. He had surgery on it before and it kind of recessed, but you know, it unfortunately came back.
Yeah.
I've been able to persevere and see the positive through all these things, like, you know, and what I've come to realize is that, you know, life is short and everything, and every day is a blessing. So, you know, spend as much time with my grandma while she still has her memory, and make sure I give my uncle his roses while he's here, you know, so I can show him that I appreciate him, because love is something that, although it's nice to have, isn't necessarily like something that's always apparent in life.
Yeah, it's still a privilege of sort, I guess. I don't even know if that's the right word, but going through these kind of situations, it's really a defining moment in life, right? It really tests you as a person. But you know, it's very unfortunate as well. It's just doors closing.
Absolutely, you know, but it's, you know, pressure makes diamonds, as they say. So
yeah,
that's you know, it's just staying positive through it all. So a positive note, now that I fucking just sank it, I just took us to the fucking
No, it's good. It's good. That's good. You bringing us down. You about to. I'm sure you're gonna beam us up, because you do say you have a lot going on.
I do.
Definitely a lot for us to catch up on, and we haven't really caught up too much. For those people who don't know, I haven't really been keeping up with your work. Explain to them, Dan Lee, man. Just kind of like give us an identity of who you are as an artist for people who don't know you.
I think real is a term that's overused. And I think some people would use real to kind of like be coinciding with illegal activity. So I'm not going to say I'm the realest.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I'm the most creative. I'm the most creative artist out here, in the sense of like the work that I put in, and I make sure everything counts. I feel like people feel like they're owed something. I'd rather earn it, and I'd rather show through my works that I deserve what I'm striving for, which is greatness. I got a project dropping in August, you know, and man, I worked on this project for months. I got a lyric booklet. I was damn near typing an essay last night. I typed over 5,900 words for not just my verses, but the verses of the other people that are featuring on my project, to create a lyric booklet for the physical release that I'm doing.
Okay.
And I was like, man, like, you know, I guess I do love the work when it comes with being an artist, but it's just like, yo, like, there's just so much shit that I'd rather not do. But because I love it, and because I have such a drive, and I know that I really want to show people that I appreciate them by putting something quality out. Like I did that. So that's what I would say who I am. I'm a creative and most genuine person you'll ever meet as far as artists. Yeah.
What inspires your creativity?
What inspires it? Experiences and anything. You can learn from anything. So I read a lot. So it could be from books, but I could watch a show. It could be a show like Nipsey Hussle. Like, you know, he's an artist that I respected. And he had when he did the Crenshaw mixtape, are you familiar with that mixtape? Crenshaw? The DJ Drama hosted one that kind of put him on the map that Jay-Z bought 100 copies of for $10,000. You ever heard about that story?
No, I didn't hear about that. No. I didn't hear about that, no.
Well,
you can enlighten us.
Yeah, Nipsey Hussle dropped a project called Crenshaw. He hosted it by DJ Drama. And he had a campaign called Proud to Pay where he was going to sell his mixtape for $100. This is in a digital age where CDs are being phased out and DatPiff is, you know, on the rise and downloading, etc. And he read in a book that I believe a guy was selling Philly cheesesteaks for $100. And they were like, what the hell? It's a fucking sandwich. Why the fuck are they selling it for $100? But what he did was that created a conversation, and Oprah and several other people were coming to see why this cheesesteak was $100, and it brought a lot of things to his business. Yeah. And he read that and he said, you know what, I'm going to do that with my mixtape. So what I'm going to do with my mixtape is I'm going to provide an experience with this $100. So you're buying my mixtape for $100, but it comes with a whole experience. It comes with maybe some merch. It comes with like show promotions, etc., and being creative with it. And everyone was telling him, you're selling a CD for $100, you're an idiot. Like, no one's ever going to buy that. It's like, okay, you did it. Jay-Z went and bought 100 copies for $10,000. And it revitalized Nipsey in the public sphere. Mm-hmm. So I feel like, you know, that's like everything inspires me. Like the journeys of others, books, like music, like honestly anything. My eyes are open. If there's knowledge to be gained, I'm going to get it, whether it's bad or good, you know? Yeah,
that's interesting. I never heard that story of the come up of Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle, you know, what I do know is obviously the work he's put in and the influence he has on the West Coast, you know, in West Coast rap. So, but now looking into that, you know, I kind of want to look a little more into that and read up on that story. That's pretty interesting. So Nipsey's one of your, how long were you tuned into him?
Nipsey, I'm going to say like, when I was kind of, 2012.
2013. Okay. Yeah. All right, that's pretty dope. I mean, well, I think you asked him about his inspiration. What does it stop for you? Is it Nipsey? Who else is in here?
Oh man, I'm inspired by everything. If I can, I'm like a sponge, dude. So like Nipsey's a rap artist, but I was actually, I didn't say that, but I'm inspired by everything, man. Like jazz, punk.
For sure.
I love like I can listen to someone like Tori Moore and then like pull inspiration from that, and I could also pull from someone as weird and as crazy as like a Gigi Allin. You know, like I watched this documentary. That shit was sick, and not for the faint of heart, but it kind of showed like what punk rock was and kind of the ethos that he was putting out. And I also think it spoke a light on mental health because Gigi Allin was crazy. Yeah, like, he was honestly like a psycho.
Yeah, you normally have to be either crazy or you have to be different. I always tell people you have to be different to be a real star. Like and it's just being like irreplicable in a way, you know, like so.
Yep, undeniable, man.
Yeah.
I think when you think of all of those like rock stars and like the image that they have to put out, but like I think they all had some issues.
Yeah,
they all had some issues.
Absolutely,
some pretty authentic issues there.
Yeah, to make them kind of into the star that they were.
For sure, man. All right, well, for yourself, with being so influenced and being so tapped into different things, does it affect your direction as an artist? Like, does it affect what you're gonna do tomorrow? Does it make it harder to think about what songs to put out next? Like, damn, should I go this route? But should I go that route? How do you go about thinking about that?
No, because like it's weird. Like, I think everyone has maybe a different philosophy when they're coming up with a project, but I'm one to like collaborate and everything. I feel like people are saying like I'm doing this by myself. You're an idiot, because why would you want to sit there and do it by yourself? It's like people that you can't be good at everything. You know, I think everybody has a skill And if you were smart, you would utilize the skills of others to make your journey a lot easier for yourself. So for example, if I'm an artist and I'm writing a song, I don't make beats, I don't do any of this stuff, but I'm going to find the best producer. I'm going to find out like, yo, like, can you sequence this project instead of like taking, for me, this is my personal opinion now. Like, I'm not going to sit there and worry about things that I don't want to worry about. I'm going to figure out who I am, what my strengths are, which is the writing, which is maybe the marketing in person, like connecting, all those different things. And then like production, artwork, all those things I outsource. I'll have an idea, but
of course, yeah.
I'm creating a team for each aspect of my project to be like, yo, do this. If I don't like it, this is why I don't like it. Or like, how can I, because like, you know, like for example, I was with my engineer, we were mixing and mastering, he was mixing and mastering a song for me, and I didn't know how exactly to tell him how I didn't like the mix. So I was just like, yo, I'm just going to scrap that project off because I can't even have that conversation with you about the technicalities of why I don't like the mix. And I'm not studious in this, so there's no point in me sitting there, but I don't like it because it's not good. That's not like constructive at all. He's not going to sit there and for sure. So
it's just going to be like a kind of like a problem. He might take that in a bad way.
Right. So it's like JFK, man, like best and the brightest. That's how I think of it. JFK recruited the best and the brightest for his cabinet in order for him to make decisions. So he's like, I'm going to get the best and brightest people from in every aspect that I need in order to run my presidential campaign. And I'm going to focus on the leading. I'm going to focus on the face. And then I'm going to have a great team, which is going to help me make the best decision. Because if you try to make every best decision for yourself, I feel like you're wasting a lot of time. So
in general, though, if you're just using your time to just work on your strengths and what you're good at, it leads to efficiency if you're outsourcing everything else, because then you only are working on time to really develop the things that you're actually good at.
Absolutely.
Instead of straining yourself trying to do everything at once. So
and you're
business at the end of the day, so you have to look at efficiency, output, and all of that as an artist.
Yeah, and you also do have your competition or your peers have.
It's rap is competitive.
Yeah, it's competitive. But to some people, you might argue, you don't have a competition. Your only competition is yourself. It's still a competitive thing at the end of the day. But your competition may have a better team or may have a team, and you are going up against that as a independent artist. So, I mean, what's your perspective on, like, say, your peers? I mean, I think you agree that this is competitive.
I think it's funny because I feel like if you want an opportunity, I'm not going to say, oh, man, he has a better team than me, that's why I'm never going to make it. It's like, dude, like, if you really like something and you really want to do something, you're going to figure it out. If the negatives outweigh the good, then don't do it. But if you love the work, you love the grind, someone has a better team, then you're going to get a better team eventually, man. You just got to keep doing it. I wouldn't be discouraged. Like, sure, there's like other rappers that are bigger than me, but I'm focused on my journey. I'm figuring out what is the best option for Dan Lee. I'm figuring out what's the best option for me. And someone else doing better than me, how can I
learn from that?
Yeah, like how can I learn from that person, and how do I know to find the right person to fit in this category for my team? How do I recruit the best people? Because this person is probably stronger at recruiting. If they're doing better than me and they have a better team than me, maybe they just, that could be something that I could learn from as far as networking experience as well as like team building. That could be something that I could grow in, but I don't think that should discourage it. Of course, people are going to have more resources. I mean, like, dude, we're artists. We're freaking broke, most of us, right? Yeah. Like, it's like, dude, like, of course, if someone's putting a bag behind you, that's going to help. And if you have the right people making the right decisions, that'll help too. But that shouldn't discourage you. If you really like it, you're going to find a way. It's like a great time to be an artist because you can just pop yourself off with the internet and putting the right amount of money into certain things, and like you'll eventually get there. It's a marathon, like Nipsey said again, marathon,
Yeah, and the unique thing about rap or music in general is, I mean, people forget it is art. There's so many ways to to get to that goal. Yeah. There's not one single lane. It's not like, okay, you have to get a degree in this and you have to get this minimum GPA to be a rapper making millions of dollars. There's so many different strategies. Some artists never thought they'd blow up. Some of them make 100 songs. Some of them make only 1 or 2 records. Yeah. And it does it. So there's so many possibilities that you have to focus on yourself and individual path for sure. So
be aware.
Yeah.
Just be aware. Like, just pay attention and look around. Wisdom is everywhere. So you pay attention, focus on yourself, but you don't want to live in a bubble and be like, oh man, I'm doing the best I can in every single situation. Because like she's saying, or like you were saying, if there's someone else doing something better and more efficiently than you can learn from that.
Yeah.
Because it is a marathon and everyone's kind of just running their own race, trying to gain some type of success in the music industry. How do you keep yourself from getting discouraged if you don't attain a certain amount of success? Or, is there kind of like an expiration date on, if this isn't working out over a certain time period, do you turn and find other options?
Well, just like doing anything, there's a possibility of failure in anything, There's nothing that's 100%. The only thing that's 100% is you dying, or like, that's the only thing that's 100%. There you have
taxes.
Oh yeah, IRS is coming. But to answer your question, what I feel like is I'm just gonna do the best I can, and even if I don't reach that level of success, which is unlikely because I'm gonna be success each thing that you do, you're building on the previous success of another thing. So I would be successful, as far as like getting to where I need to go, as long as I learn from each project that I drop how to get better, But let's say I didn't make it to where I wanted to be. Like, I want to be great. Like, I want to be a big artist, like a John Lennon or something, and I don't get there. Like, I could just help the next artist do it. I can just use everything that I learned and help the next artist. Someone that is associated with me is going to have success, in the sense of like, if I can't do it, why would I be selfish and hold on to everything that I learned from my failures? Yeah. If I could find a young artist and be like, yo, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Here, do this. This is what I did. Make a decision here. Like, it wouldn't even matter what kind of music he made either, because like at the end of the day, it's the music business. As far as the music art that you're creating, that's different. You can create it however you want. But as far as marketing to an audience, booking a show, having a distributor, all those different things, like that's all the same. I would help someone. I
was just about to say that's the beauty of failure, and I think successful people, you start to put some value to failure. Most people in the world, when they fail, that's normally a sign to stop and go another direction. But to stand out from everybody else, you kind of have to not stupidly keep failing, but you have to
learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, you have to analyze failure and analyze yourself. You have to have some level of introspection.
We call ourselves CiiiTY, but we global. And everybody that has a voice is allowed to be vocal.